All right, well, I've heard from a couple people now that today's NotWordle is interesting. Now, if you're not familiar with NotWordle, it is completely different than Wordle, except we're guessing a 5-letter word and it's giving us clues. I'm gonna go ahead and guess my first word and then I'll explain what all the clues mean. I think it's a little easier once you've guessed a word. And since it's almost Christmas, I'm gonna start with jolly. I think that's a good start. Okay, so this first one is our Scrabble score for our guess, which is 15. Then all the values of each letter is right above me on the keyboard there. So 15 is our Scrabble score. The score is too high, so we need to have a lower Scrabble score. We need to go towards A, which means our word, if you were in a dictionary, it would go earlier in the dictionary. It's too common, so it needs to be more obscure. Now this one here is your word ladder score. So basically to get from jolly to the answer, changing one letter at a time, it would take 9 words. And we have 5 grades, so none of these letters are in the answer. So it'd be good to jump somewhere kind of like halfway between A and J, I think. So J is the 10th letter, so we need to be around like an E or an F maybe. We could do something like fruit. Fruit is good. That's 5 new letters. 8 isn't very high though, so the minimum you can have for your Scrabble score is a 5. I'd like to be around like maybe a 9 or 10 here, I think. We could do fudge. Fudge would be good. I like 10 better. That's still 5 new letters. Yeah, let's go with fudge. Score's too low. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't do an 8, because now we're narrowing in. It's between 10 and 15. We need to still go towards A, and this is too obscure. Ooh, interesting. So it's more obscure than jolly, but less obscure than fudge. I feel like those are around the same amount of obscure. We have 2 greens. Okay, so, I mean, the F could be a green. So the F could be a green, potentially, and then we need to do like the earlier than the U. But we need to have a higher score, which is interesting too. So, because we could do something like, you know, F-A-B maybe? What could we do there? I mean, I was gonna say something like Fable, but there's no L, and that's not a higher Scrabble score. Interesting. So, and our word ladder score got higher, so it's closer to jolly than fudge. Which is interesting. They both have the vowels 2nd and 5th, so maybe we need to do a vowel like 3rd and 5th or something. I'm inclined to sort of try the E at the end again. E at the end is pretty common, and we've got 2 greens there, so, you know, who knows, right? We could maybe start with CH, which would be, you know, more towards A, and CH is already 7. Something like chase, but that's only gonna be 10. We could do chime. Chime gives us a 12. Now, I know that doesn't use 2 of the letters from fudge. We do have 2 greens, so this is not gonna be the answer, but I'm gonna go with it anyways. I think it's gonna help us narrow in on the answer, and our odds of getting the answer right now aren't very good anyways. Okay, so 12 is the right score. Good. We still have 2 greens, which is interesting, because so let's assume the E is not one of the greens for a second, right? That means, and because it's greens, it would have to be like CHDG or FUIM or, you know, CUIG. Somehow it would have to be 2 from each, and they'd have to be in different locations. I mean, CU, so CHDG is obviously nonsense, right? CU, yeah, none of those work. So if it's FUIM, no, FH, no. So I think the E has to be one of the greens. The E has to be one of the greens. We need to go towards Z. And chime is too obscure also. How is jolly that much more common than chime, I wonder? I don't know. The obscure and common thing is a little bit tricky, I think. So, we need a 12. 12 is interesting. because that means we're averaging more than 2. And if we think the E is right, that's a 1, so we need 11 with the other 4. So, the other interesting thing is, even if the E is green, we still need to have 1 letter from fudge and 1 letter from chime that are in the correct spot. So let's say you did like the F and the I, right? That would be a score of 6, and you'd have to have 6 more with the other 2, which would have to be probably 3-point letters, or a 2 and a 4 maybe, but F, I feel like after the F you have to have a vowel almost, or an R. But if you have FR, now you've got to have a 5-point letter, which would have to be a K. And I don't think frike is a thing. It's certainly, if it is a thing, it's certainly not less obscure than chime and fudge. So I don't think it could be F and I. It's not FH. Could it be the F and the M? Now that's interesting. So that would be 8 already. And we would need 4 more. So it could be a 1 and a 3, or 2 2s. And like I said, after the F, I think it has to be a vowel almost. So we could have like F-A something M-E. But then it would have to be a 3-pointer. Ooh, you know what it could be? Fem. But is that less obscure than fudge and chime? I don't know that it is. I feel like that's more obscure. Okay, so fem is possible if you're starting with the F. Otherwise, what if we start with the C? Then we would need to have either a U, a D, or a G. The second letter would have to be later in the alphabet than H. I mean, you could do something like CR. If you did CRI, then we need a 6-point letter. And I don't think there are any 6-point letters, right? No, there's no 6-point letters, so we can't do CRI. If we do CR... Oh, we can't do I anyways. Yeah. You could do CU or... I don't know, I'm thinking about guessing fem. It fits at least. The only thing that I think doesn't fit is the obscurity, but maybe it's good? Oh, that was it. Okay, well, there we go. I guess fem is more common than fudge and chime, apparently. I don't know, but more obscure than jolly. All right, well, anyways, there you go. Cool, so that was a little bit of a tricky one. For sure. So, we can show word ladders now. That didn't used to be a thing. Maybe? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So, all right, there we go. I think I got it on the screen now. So, there's the word ladders. So from jolly to fem, and fudge to fem, and chime to fem. Interesting. So a lot of them end up with gami, gammy, gemmy, femmy. Sure. I don't know. Well, anyways, there you go. So let me know how you do with today's NotWordle. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon with some more puzzles. Here's an interesting question. Which song has spent the most time at number 2 on the Billboard Top 100 without making it to
that was really
good. On the left, awesome. Ballet over here. Okay, it is L&T, just like I was thinking. Now, alphabet. There we go. That's a good one.